Now at 5:30, this is WKYT This Morning. Police had to break a car window to stop a driver from leaving the scene of an overnight crash in Lexington. We're live with the details. Also, police are looking for at least one man after two overnight gas station robberies in Lexington. And attorneys are expected to make their closing arguments in a Lexington murder trial. That and your weather forecast on WKYT This Morning.
This is WKYT This Morning.
Good morning. Time to rise and shine. Here we are on Wednesday. It's August 17th, and we're glad you're along. I'm Bill Bryant. We expect some more of those showers out there today. It's a little bit of a pattern for the next few days, but Micah sees some real good weather on the horizon. It's up the road a little. Let's check in with him in our First Alert Weather Center.
Yeah, you got to take a long walk up the road. In my 7-day forecast, we're going to be seeing really nice conditions like Bill was talking about. I mean, it's nice to see it in there, but we still got to go through some storms. We still have to go through some humid conditions, some rain along the way. BG Parkway is going to be absolutely soaked within the next hour. Already seeing that in E-Town, heading up toward Bardstown here in just about 15-20 minutes. Bloomfield, as you travel up 62 and also that Highway 55 corridor. Off toward Anderson County, heads up Lawrenceburg. As you're heading up 62, you're going to be rolling into that here in just about an hour. So there is some heavy rain out there, but it's going to come in waves today. That's the way it's going to be on and off all day long. So you will get some breaks. Temperatures right around 80 degrees. 80 degrees today will feel much different than 80 degrees into next week. I'm going to show you why and also talk about when we can finally push these storms out of the way. I'll have that coming up in just a few minutes.
Micah, thank you. New this morning on WKYT, a man has been rushed to the hospital this morning after police say he crashed into a building on Sir Barton Way. And police say the man appeared to be under the influence of something. WKYT's Caitlin Sentner is live there at the location with what we know at the moment. Caitlin, good morning.
Good morning, Bill. Now, the damage isn't bad, but you can absolutely see where a man crashed just hours ago after police tried to talk with him. It was an eventful morning in the Hamburg area for Lexington police after they spotted a man parked on the sidewalk along Sir Barton Way. Police tried to get out and talk with him, but they say that's when he tried to make a getaway. The man, whose name we don't know just yet, police say started driving erratically the wrong way down Sir Barton Way, which sits between Winchester Road and Manowar Boulevard. Now, police say they didn't chase him, but did follow him until he crashed into an office building. That's where police got out of their cruisers and had to bust through the driver's side window to keep him from going any further. Now, police do believe the man was under the influence of something. We don't know his name just yet and what, if any, charges he'll face. Live in Lexington, Caitlin Sentner, WKYT.
Caitlin, thank you. Still a lot of questions at that location. And also new this morning, two gas stations were robbed overnight in Lexington. Police say the first robbery happened about 11 o'clock last night at the Shell at New Circle Road near Russell Cave. They say a man with a gun got some money and then ran off. He was seen getting into a gold car that someone else was driving. Police say the car took off on New Circle Road toward Leestown Road. And then the second robbery was just after 1 o'clock this morning at the Speedway on Paris Pike near the interstate. Police say a man similar to the man who robbed the Shell gas station had a gun, got money from the Speedway, and also ran off. He was not seen getting into a vehicle. A big shakeup in the Trump campaign team this morning. The Republican nominee is reportedly bringing in Breitbart News' Stephen Bannon as CEO and promoting well-known pollster Kellyanne Conway to campaign manager. The changes come as Trump's poll numbers are sliding in several battleground states. Hannah Daniels has the latest on the presidential race.
Donald Trump will receive his first classified intelligence briefing in New York later today. But last night in Wisconsin, the GOP nominee focused on law enforcement and race relations, accusing Hillary Clinton of bigotry and pandering to communities of color.
Those peddling the narrative of cops as a racist force in our society, a narrative supported with a nod by my opponent, shared directly in the responsibility for the unrest in Milwaukee and many other places within our country.
The Republican presidential nominee spoke just miles from Milwaukee, a city rocked by violent protests after a fatal police shooting over the weekend. He vowed to restore law and order under a Trump presidency.
The problem in our poorest communities is not that there are too many police. The problem is that there are not enough police.
In Wisconsin, the latest poll from Marquette Law School shows Trump trailing by 15 points against Clinton among likely voters. Despite rising poll numbers in several key battleground states, Hillary Clinton's email scandal continues to cast a shadow over her campaign. Yesterday, the State Department agreed to hand over undisclosed emails on her private server to a conservative watchdog group, hours after Congress received classified FBI documents related to the investigation. While Clinton did not comment on the move, the campaign says they prefer the report to be released to the public and not partisan lawmakers. Anna Daniels, CBS News.
And back locally, today attorneys are expected to make their closing arguments in a Lexington murder trial. Our Sean Moody is at the alert desk with details on the trial. Sean?
Bill, attorneys for both sides will try to drive their points home later today. This case stretches back nearly 2 years. Paris Charles was charged with murder and abuse of a corpse after police say he killed his girlfriend, Goldia Massey, back in 2014. Massey was reported missing in October of 2014. About 3 weeks later, investigators found dismembered remains along the Kentucky River in Henry and Jessamine counties. Police charged Charles with murder and abuse of a corpse a few months later in February of 2015. He's been at the Fayette County Detention Center ever since awaiting trial. That trial began last Tuesday in Fayette Circuit Court. Now, according to our news partners at the Lexington Herald-Leader, the prosecution finished presenting its case yesterday and the defense began calling its witnesses. The closing arguments are scheduled to be later today. Then, of course, we'll wait to see what the jury decides. Bill, back to you.
Thank you very much. Former Lexington Catholic High School students are suing the school. They claim discrimination has been going on there for years. The allegations first surfaced in April, but a civil rights attorney representing the former students says nothing was done to fix it. Lexington Catholic now faces 3 lawsuits in all, which were filed yesterday afternoon. According to one lawsuit, a female white student was sexually harassed for 3 semesters until she withdrew from the school. 2 male black students claim they were bullied because of their race. A representative from the school says they are aware of the lawsuit, but say it is not their policy to comment on legal matters. Family members of a man killed in an officer-involved shooting in Harlan County last week say police still have not given them answers about what led up to his death. Police say a Lexington fire investigator shot Mark Sawaf last week in Harlan County. Sawaf was arrested in June after investigators say he placed explosives in trail cameras. Police brought Sawaf from jail to Harlan County last week to look for those cameras with the explosives. The ATF and firefighters were helping at the time. Police say Sawaf was shot after he tried to escape and fought with them. But Sawaf's friends and family say they believe he cooperated the entire time.
He was handcuffed. They took him into the woods. He was showing where these devices were, and he never came out alive.
Family members say they have tried asking police for answers. Police say they are still interviewing witnesses and will release more information when the investigation is complete. 82,000 people in Southern California's mountain communities have been told to evacuate because of a wildfire. Firefighters there say an 8-square-mile fire is threatening the town of Wrightwood. They say it is showing no signs of slowing down. The fire has also shut down a stretch of Interstate 15, which is the main route between Southern California and Las Vegas. Firefighters say they are not sure what caused this fire, but investigators say a separate fire that destroyed nearly 200 buildings in Northern California was set on purpose. Police have made an arrest in that case. This morning, a crew of 20 firefighters will be returning to Kentucky after battling an Idaho forest fire for the last 2 weeks. They're expected to arrive back in London at 9 o'clock this morning. They'll be at the Southern Area Incident Support Cache next to the airport there. Again, that's at London Corbin this morning. Republican Senator Rand Paul will be attending batting practice with the Lexington Legends this morning. He'll start practice with the team at 10:45 this morning at Whitaker Riverbank Ballpark. Following that, he'll throw a ceremonial pitch at the Legends game at 12:15 this afternoon. The senator is running against Lexington Mayor Jim Gray in this year's race for a U.S. Senate seat. And today, Mayor Gray will be holding a news conference to celebrate Lexington's Charles Young Center. It's been added to the National Register of Historic Places. That will be at 10 o'clock this morning at the Charles Young Center. That's located at 540 East 3rd Street. New this morning, University of Kentucky graduate Ashley Judd is going back to school. The 48-year-old actress announced on Facebook Live Monday that she is pursuing a Ph.D. in public policy at University of California, Berkeley this fall. Judd already has a master's degree in public administration from Harvard University, and at UK she graduated with honors with a major in French and minors in anthropology, art history, theater, and women's studies. On Facebook, Judd playfully shared that she has a backpack and a locker, but she doesn't have her outfit for the first day of school picked out yet. Evidently, she enjoys studies, it sounds like. Our time this morning is 5:41. Time to check live drive traffic this morning, see what's going on early on your Wednesday. Here's a look at the region, and it is clean and green. We have no reports of any troubles on I-75 or I-64 this morning. Things are moving along quite well. Good ride across the Clays Ferry Bridge from Madison County into Fayette County this morning. And it is quiet at Sir Barton Way and Starshoot Parkway in the Hamburg area this morning. No doubt busier today as all those businesses there will be up and running later. School buses on the road in about an hour or so, and we'll keep you updated right here. More news is coming up on WKYT here on your Wednesday morning. Good to have you with us. Ever wanted to tell another person on the road how you feel about their driving? Well, you may now be able to do that by using a new app, and we'll have more on that when we come back.
So you text the people while you're driving about how bad their driving is. Okay, makes sense, I guess. Storm potential on the increase. We have the showers, thunderstorms back towards 65. Heading our direction. That's not the only batch today. I'm going to show you on and off thunderstorms today coming up next.
Now, your hour-by-hour forecast with meteorologist Micah Harris.
Some roadways are pretty wet back toward western zones, and that's across the I-65 corridor, now making its way up the BG Parkway. That's what you're going to be rolling into, some pretty nasty rain outside, and that's really for our west. Now, I do expect Lexington to be clipped now that just looking at the southern extent of this storm complex is going to be moving up toward the north and the east. So there is some good news or bad news depending on which way you look at it. That's just the way it's going to go here in the next hour or two. So school buses, people heading out, parents getting ready for those kids to head out the door. That's what you're going to be running into. Some pretty nasty rain over E-Town at this moment. E-Town's just out of our viewing area. Some people may be able to pick us up, but nonetheless, that's some pretty heavy rain heading up towards Simpsonville. Outlet malls are going to be soaked. Good news is they're not open right now, so you don't have to worry about going out there and shopping there in Simpsonville. But Shelby County is going to be soaked. Frankfort, Franklin County, Peaks Mill, go off into Stamping Ground. Georgetown, heads up, it's on its way. But that BG Parkway 62 corridor through Lawrenceburg, yeah, it's pretty nasty rain right there. And also some to the southern extent. I believe this part of it could actually clip Lexington, not so much this part. That stays just to the north, but nonetheless, it's heading our direction, and Highway 68 is going to be pretty wet as you're traveling early this morning. In the next hour, hour and a half, wettest summer on record is 23.21 inches. That's the wettest summer ever on record. So far this summer, we're not even close. We're about 10 inches off from that, 14.15, but that is roughly 3.5 inches above normal. So we are above average here for this summer, but it's not even close to being record. It just feels like we've had one shower, one thunderstorm after another all summer long. Big system really right over us, and that's going to give us on and off showers and thunderstorms with the possibility of some flooding issues. That's what we have to be watching out for today. Remember, it's on and off. You'll get some breaks. There's no timing on one line because it's not one line moving through. So it's just on and off, and that's going to be the case today. Now, Thursday, it's mainly southern zones. That's the best bet. Friday, a few storms here and there, but Thursday and Friday are much lesser opportunities to see rain. This weekend, though, yeah, you'll have a few storms left over, but look at the temperature there on Sunday. And not just Sunday, but check out off into Monday and Tuesday, Bill. Those temperatures look really good. Now, 80 degrees today is because of the rain. It's not because of cooler air. 79, 80 degrees on Monday is because of cooler air, much drier air. It looks good. It feels great. I even put awesome in there for you. An awesome day there on Monday and Tuesday.
You could have said awesomeness, but I don't think that would fit.
Yeah, it wouldn't
right?
have fit in there. You got to pick and choose there.
We were just on Facebook Live while you were doing
Sean
your,
Moody.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
It was fun.
Knocking it
Showed your sock feet, you know.
Oh, yeah.
That's so that people don't hear you click your heels.
Right. I can't wear shoes in here. I just click, click, click. So I'm just going to wear socks.
Well, we have fun.
That's the way
with
it goes.
Yeah, fancy socks sometimes, by the way. Time this morning is 5:48. A new app is getting called the Facebook of the highway. For the first time, drivers can connect with their license plates. If you've ever been out on the highway and saw someone who caught your eye or ticked you off while driving, you might now be able to let them know how you feel. Using the new Carmatic, you enter a person's plate number, and then you can write or record a message. You can even rate other drivers on a scale of 1 to 10. The creator says when it first launched, Carmatic trended above the Pokemon app. He says all that's standing in the way now is getting more users to catch up with Pokemon, I guess. Well, that's a young guy, but evidently he's making a little quick report on somebody. We're glad you're along at WKYT this morning. We hope you're making a great day on this Wednesday. Coming up, we're going to have a look at some of the stories we're working on this hour. Some new things coming in, especially on traffic. We'll update you on that. Some health stories and more on WKYT this morning. Good morning. Welcome back into WKYT this morning. We're sure glad you're with us. It's 5:52 here on your Wednesday morning. And let's take a quick look at some of the stories our news team is working on for you at this hour. An eventful morning in the Hamburg area for Lexington police. They spotted a man parked on the sidewalk along Sir Barton Way. And when police approached, the man, they say, started his car up, started driving erratically the wrong way down Sir Barton Way until eventually he crashed into a building. They suspect he was under the influence of something. Police are investigating after 2 overnight robberies in Lexington. The first one happened about 11 last night at the Shell at New Circle Road near Russell Cave. They say a man with a gun got some money and got into a gold car. And then at about 1 o'clock this morning, a man with a similar description robbed the Speedway on Paris Pike near the interstate. That man ran off from the scene. In today's national news, firefighters in Southern California are trying to get the upper hand against a massive wildfire that has displaced thousands of people. The so-called Blue Cut Fire ignited yesterday morning in San Bernardino County, expanding in size in a matter of hours. California's Governor Jerry Brown has declared a state of emergency in that entire region. On the campaign trail, Donald Trump is set to receive his first intelligence briefing at the FBI's office in New York City today. The Republican nominee continued to paint himself as the law and order candidate in Wisconsin yesterday, calling recent unrest in the Milwaukee area an assault on law-abiding citizens. A Monmouth University poll released yesterday shows Hillary Clinton leading Trump in key states, including Florida and Virginia. Authorities in Louisiana are assessing the damage following deadly flooding there. The death toll has now increased to 10, and the water is expected to continue to rise in some parts of the state and put more homes in danger. The deadly floods have forced thousands of evacuations and triggered the largest disaster response in the U.S. since Hurricane Sandy. Making today's health headlines, about 2 children every hour are injured in stroller or carrier accidents, according to a new study in academic pediatrics. Most injuries happen when the child falls from the stroller or the carrier over the product or the product tips over. Many are treated for bumps and bruises, but a growing number are being treated for concussions as well. A new study suggests that the longer a woman is overweight or obese, the more likely she will get cancer. The World Health Organization looked at 74,000 women. It found for every decade a woman is overweight or obese, her risk of obesity-related cancer goes up 7%. New research finds a link between chronic pain and depression. Researchers in Scotland say both genetic factors and family environment increase the risk as well. All right, let's take a look at traffic this hour and see what's going on. We do have some new information coming in that we do want to tell you about. Right now, first off, we'll take a look at our travel times for you and see what's going on. Here's our traffic map of the region. It shows you what's happening there. Clean and green on the interstates locally. Now, if you're heading into Lexington out of Nicholasville, about a 12-minute ride, half hour from Richmond, about 20 minutes from Winchester into Lexington. This traffic advisory this morning out of Bullitt County. There may be a slowdown on southbound I-65 near the Claremont exit. Kentucky Transportation says a semi overturned there and has spilled 31,000 pounds of dairy creamer. The lanes have reopened, but cleanup crews will remain on the scene throughout the rush hour. And once again, you know, that's a place that probably not a lot in our viewing area will be traveling, but you may know someone who will be using I-65 out of Louisville south toward Bowling Green this morning, and they may run into that problem with the dairy creamer. The Lexington Fayette Urban County Government Live Drive cam at Sir Barton Way and Starshoot Parkway is quiet at the moment. Let's check in with Micah right now and see what the day holds in our weather.
Yeah, in that area, they have some heavy rain. I mean, it'll wash away some of that dairy creamer. So there you go. There's some good news, I guess, out of that. But yeah, some heavy rain across 65 heading up the BG Parkway and also 64 corridor. 71 getting in on the action. Lexington, I do believe at least the southern extent of this will actually reach us here in the next couple of hours. But most of that is going to be around the BG Parkway. We have more coming up next.